About a week later, Luke said to Lando, "Man, can you believe how stubborn this Jabba guy is? No matter what we say, he just refuses to set Han free." "What the hell do you mean he's stubborn? He was being totally cooperative with us, but as soon as he was about to let Han go, you got inside his head and forced him not to." "And because he's so stubborn," Luke continued, "I'm going to have to do more signs to prove my power. So here's how it's going to go. I'm going to send you into Jabba's palace to tell him to set Han free again, then force him to tell you no. Then, to punish him for me forcing him to say no, I'm going to do another sign that will show how badass the Jedi are." So that day he did another sign, and a few days later, he did yet another. On and on it went. And no matter how desperately Jabba wanted to see it all end, Luke kept the cycle going by forcing him not to release Han. So it was that horrible suffering was inflicted upon the people of Tatooine, some arguably evil, others undeniably innocent, for no other reason than to carry out Luke's premeditated plan for showing the galaxy how badass he was. Finally, it all became too much for Lando, and he stopped Luke outside the throne room. "Seriously, dude? Do you even have the slightest interest in setting Han free?" Luke was incredulous. "Of course I do!" "Then how long are you going to let him sit there frozen? How long are you going to keep making Jabba not let him go?" "Until everybody knows the Jedi are badass." "But come on, Luke. Let's forget the fact that you could have just gone in front of Jabba yourself and used your power in unmistakable ways. Hell, maybe even to do acts of kindness instead of hiding in the shadows and doing horrible things that might be mistaken for acts of nature. Ignoring that, you've already brought apocalyptic-level destruction on Jabba and the innocent people who live in his kingdom. What more could you possibly need to do to show people you're badass?" But Luke ignored him and kept using his Jedi powers to torment people. Day after day after day after day, he found new ways to inflict more misery, in a process that was so repetitive we'll gain nothing by spelling out each specific attack. However, it's worth going back and reviewing the fact that at one point, Luke killed every bantha in the land except for those belonging to him, Lando, and Leia. But later, just as he was about to use the Force to drag rocks from outer space, he first had Lando warn Jabba to bring all his banthas inside before the meteors came, so they wouldn't be killed in the storm. Weird, right? I mean, weren't the banthas already dead? Lando, of course, cared less about the internal contradictions of the story than about the atrocities he saw Luke inflicting on the residents of Tatooine. But little did he know that the worst, by far, was still yet to come.